And there we go, guys. This is him. And
I point like the judge all the time.
I know, dude. I use my hands way too much, and I don't know. People seem to like it, and it's just.
You're like a baseball manager.
I know. I am. Oh no. Is he? Oh no. Is he stuck? Or all right. Good. Again, we might have a little lag tonight, but don't worry. A little lag. Some people say a little lag is a good thing. I don't know. I've heard that, Steve. So just be patient. Again, we're trying to stream this so Steve can also have it for YouTube as well. He's a YouTube man. I love how our worlds are colliding, YouTube and Twitch. Tonight, it's just harmony. It's harmony. First, I want to say thank you for coming on the show. And I think the first question that all of us have been wondering for months, why have you been ducking the show? And also, are you a baller? Are you truly a baller?
I used to be all right. I wasn't a pro or anything like that, but I used to play a lot. Not so much now. Like, Australia's still in lots of lockdowns and stuff like that. It's hard to get a shot up. But no, yeah, I always loved playing. Ever since I was, not even strong enough to throw it and actually make the rim. I've loved basketball. That's so yeah. So probably when who was it? In Chile first reached out and said, "Would you come on the show?" I didn't know much about you. Like everyone, you meet lots of people in the space. And so, yeah, after a while, I just did my due diligence. I tuned in for a while and had some fun in the chat. You've seen me in the chat. And yeah, so I wouldn't call it ducking. I was just learning before I came on.
I like it. I like it. The due diligence, the research, the preparation. And if you watch his videos, you will see that. So I gotta be honest. I don't really know how. So how did you give me a little background? How did you find Topshot? How did you start doing your videos? What was your kind of introduction into the platform? Because Magic Man again keeps giving us so many bits. Thank you, Magic. So just give us a little intro. Because all I know, one day I was like, who is this baller guy? He keeps putting out this great stuff, but I don't know what kind of when you started, what made you kind of want to do these videos, and how you found Topshot.
Yeah, well, I've been into cameras for a while now, and always wanted to be on YouTube. Felt I could do it. Topshot gave me the vessel or the content to do it. Just clicked one day. I was like, I'm making a video, and that was on March the 6th or 5th, and now I'm 102 videos since then or something like that. Which, I mean, I shouldn't brag to you because you've done like a stream every day for like ever, and over 500 hours or something ridiculous. So that in itself is a hell of an achievement. But when you factor in editing, maybe we've spent the same amount of time. But yeah, I listened to a podcast like The Ringer, and they mentioned it. I looked into it, didn't do much. 2 weeks later, I think I bought a moment. It all kicked off in February, as you know. Yep. Brian Windhorst, ESPN article. Then I got serious. I threw a bit of money at it. And yeah, the rest is history. I kept making content, and yeah, 100 videos later, here we are.
When did you first find Topshot? So you started making videos in March.
January.
Okay, you found it in January.
I think I joined. I think I had to look this up on Live Target. I think I joined like January 20th.
Okay. So
I think I purchased my first moment February 1 or something like that.
Okay. So you got in a little before the big pump, which was like, February 24th or 6th or one of those days. I always forget the days confused now.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I was active before the pump.
Okay, you weren't active.
I dipped my toes in. I got a gift from the gift set, and when everyone else, I thought I had time, and then Topshot blew up.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh shit, I better get my research in now. And I was like, okay, I actually love this, and I started buying Kelly Oubre for $70 and doing stupid shit like everyone did. Everyone did stupid stuff.
It took $70. I'm pretty sure I paid $300 for a Kelly Oubre debut. Yeah. So yeah, I wish I only paid $70.
We've all got scars.
Yeah.
So that was it. I was just in the pump, doing the same thing everyone else was doing, probably to a lesser extent. Some people, I know, a lot of the viewers spent heaps and heaps and heaps, and their accounts are like forever probably in the red because of it. And then after a few videos, I got a real sense of responsibility on that, like people, I realized how much people had been burnt, and I realized that people were buying on basically stuff I was saying, which was, to me, was ridiculous. At the start, I was just being silly and making videos, and talking shit, basically.
Yeah.
And and now after a while, I had a certain responsibility. Like, oh, hang on, if people are actually spending money on stuff that I say, I should be careful and thoughtful about what I say, which I always was, but careful not to influence people in a negative way at any stage.
So pretty early on when you were making the videos, was it more that you kind of the video side of you just enjoyed making the videos, or did you find Top Shot, or did you fall in love with Top Shot? Was it a combination? Was it kind of all the forces kind of meeting? Because again, you do love basketball, so was it kind of all kind of the perfect storm for you?
Yeah, it was both. I mean, so a long time ago, I used to be a coffee rep, so I made an online course around how to make coffee, barista coffee, blah, blah, blah. Cafes bought it. It was perfect because COVID, I couldn't do in-person training anymore, any in-person barista training. But I always thought I'd make a YouTube channel on coffee, but I was just, that procrastination probably says a lot these days, and that I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Topshot comes along, I make 100 videos in less than 6 months.
Yeah.
So clearly I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, similar to me, right? I many times in the past to leave to do. I was in the daily fantasy sports realm. I was super close to leaving to do that, and then Top Shot comes around, and I basically was like, all right, being a lawyer was fun, but fuck it, let's do this full time. So yeah, I mean, it's so you got in Top Shot when I think I got, for the most part, I got in, and most of my community got in when things were already, they hit, and then they kept going down, and the people, again, the people in the space, it was booming when we got in, and then a lot of people were leaving the space, right? A lot of FUD, a lot of toxicity, a lot of people. And by the way, I will say Steve was one of the most he kept always positive. He was always pretty much, again, not saying that he was a kumbaya, singing songs, but he was always very positive and bullish on the platform. But what was your thoughts, kind of, as you saw the market just keep going down and down and down for those, we had about 6 months. Did it make you change your perspective, your videos, your thoughts on Top Shot? What was kind of just going on in your own head in terms of what you thought about the platform, and also when you were making the videos?
So I have a number of thoughts here. So I sort of knew this question was going to come up, having watched you before. But first of all, I have down days as well. Like I'm not always positive. But a good quote from somewhere is that your emotions aren't you. They come and they go, and So basically, when I'm feeling negative, usually after a hollow icon drop, because I have zero pack luck, and
I don't either.
I'd be all excited the day before. I'd be super wrapped. I'd be dreaming about getting a number one, whoever, and then you'd be like 5 trillion in line or something, and you'd just be so bummed out, and you'd watch all your friends sort of open a pack, and their accounts just go because of it. So I have had one rare pack since January. I've entered the line for every single rare legendary since January.
Yeah.
I think. So, that's bad luck. And that's probably the most negative thing I can actually say. But more importantly, on those hollow icon drops, for example, I wouldn't tweet. I wouldn't tweet out anything negative. It was a conscious decision to be like, all right, I feel bummed. I'll come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's a conscious choice for me also. I think I maybe put out one negative video. Maybe it was around trade tickets or something, which I'm not proud of. But it's a conscious decision also to be a positive voice in the space. So I'm not going to go out there saying, chiming in on controversies and to the extent where I'm bashing people. So like iRacer, Own the Moment. I never bashed anyone. Because, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right or natural to me. So I still have negative days, it happens. I just choose not to act on them and broadcast them because, one, I might regret them. And two, I don't think it achieves what I want to achieve in the space. As far as what did I think about market going down, I mean, we did what we did in February because we didn't know where the market was in relation to where it would be.
Yeah.
And that's the. I mean, we still don't know. I mean, 6 months from now, we could be thinking, "Wow, 6 months ago was pretty awesome." When it was, who knows? We don't know yet.
Yeah.
So, I invested in February, but I don't think my accounts. And I was going to bring this up to your thoughts as well. Like, as far as content creators go, I probably have the smallest account, and that's also a conscious decision because I have savings that I've thought many a time I'll pump into it, and I think my collector score is 3.6, something like that.
Interesting.
And I always thought, why would people listen to me? I've only got a small account. It's never been in the red. Now I don't know if that's an achievement or not, but I've always thought that if I just threw another $5,000 into it, for example, I've been asking myself, does that set a good example for people? My answer to their solution, to the problems, was me just throwing another $5,000 at it. Does that set a good? I don't know the answer, so I didn't do it. Instead, I stayed with the policy of trying to just bootstrap, be thoughtful, and help people make informed decisions. And that's the tact I took. And people don't seem to mind that I don't have a whale account. It's allowed me to be more thoughtful and allowed others, I think, to be more thoughtful. Maybe some take me less seriously. That's fine. But yeah, I'd be interested in your thoughts. So I kept my account in the green the entire time without just throwing more money into it. And that was just, for some reason, the way I thought was the right thing to do during that time.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I think we kind of came at it from different perspectives, or we kind of had different philosophies. I kind of was throwing money at it. One, because I just believed in the platform so much, right? Like, I saw value.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I saw value in it. One, I just loved it. I'm watching the best moments of the past couple of years, right? It's just so cool to watch. And my love and passion of basketball, it made me want to invest. And I love the platform. I believe in the platform. I believed in the team. And also, during the dip, it allowed me to get some of those moments that when we first joined the platform, I never in my wildest dream could have ever got. And then for things like completing the Cool Cat set, I'll never forget this. And I think I've mentioned this on the show before, guys. Like, the night before, everyone by that point, everyone hated Cool Cats. Everyone kind of wanted out. It had finally it had crashed. It was, I mean, the Luka Cool Cat was $12K, and then I think it was $600 towards the end. And then finally it went up to $1,200, and people were so happy to like sell and just take the money and run. And I was like, wait a minute, I believe in this platform. I'll never forget this. I stayed up all night kind of debating. Like, I believe in the platform. I truly believe the team is going to give this utility from now until the end of time. Like, I think I owe it to my guys to show them that I'm here for the long term, and I'm going to finish this set to prove to my community that, look, I know we're down right now. I know it sucks. Like, I know a lot of our accounts are down, and we've had to deal with a lot of negativity and toxicity on the show night after night. It's just, again, when I've been streaming 5 hours a night, it just, you in my opinion, I couldn't ignore those topics, right? If I was doing a shorter show, I think I would have come at it a much different way. But when I'm doing so much content, I felt that I had the need to bring up a lot of the more controversial topics, again, and which I'm not afraid to bring up, and I don't regret bringing them up. But that's...
to be fair, I still talked about them.
I know. I know.
Just didn't,
I know.
Pardon me. I just didn't bash them or anything like that. So yeah, I do respect that the mediums are different.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
I'm just making short stuff.
Yeah.
You're literally having a chat with your chat about all these things live when the emotions are real. Right.
It is you're right. It's a different dynamic, right? That we're both coming from. It's a pretty cool dichotomy to look at the two different angles that we deal with. But both, the basis is the same. Like, we love the platform. We want to do whatever we can to support the platform, and we think long term, it's going to be tremendous. But that was kind of my philosophy with buying more through the dip, and also doing things like completing the Cool Cats, just to show everyone, look, I know a lot of people left the space, but I'm still here. Like, we're here, and we're going to be here every night, and we're going to keep talking about some of the issues. And again, there's still positives during, even though we're in a dip, we're crashing a little bit. There's still like positives that we can take from that, and we still can find value. We still can have fun on the platform, and ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what Top Shot should be. It's a vehicle again for things that we love, like basketball, and we love watching the moments, and we want to have fun buying our favorite moments from the last couple seasons.
Yeah, I agree, and like, I always had faith as well, regardless of what, the moments and how silly it looked. What we bought stuff for, what we possibly sold stuff for. Like I bought, to your point, Kelly Oubre because I couldn't afford Steph Curry at the time. There was no Steph Curry available.
Right.
And I understand what Top Shot did in terms of more moments, cheaper moments for new collectors, i.e. they can get a Steph for $10 now.
Right.
Or whatever he is. Whereas before, like you could not get him for below, I don't know, what, $300-400 or something.
Yeah.
Series 2.
Yeah.
Which probably isn't a healthy thing. So like, you got to think like a year or so from now, or more, all these decisions will probably just not even be remembered. Whereas, but we lived through it.
Right.
So it's kind of different for us. So. Yeah, it's interesting, and like there's many things that I've edited out that haven't made it to YouTube because I'll turn the camera on, I'll talk shit to some notes, and then eventually I'll be like, well, no, that doesn't project a positive thing, so I'll cut that sentence out, this and that, and then eventually come up with something concise. So yeah, it's interesting the way that it's gone, but I always had faith in the product, and we don't forget. As far as marketing goes, we've seen a lot more lately, but there's still 100 million or more social media followings that they haven't tapped into in the NBA.
Yeah.
And we're probably seeing that more with the WNBA now because it's a smaller market, still a lot of followers.
Right.
I think 500,000 on Twitter or something, or 500,000 somewhere.
Yeah.
And there's stuff like that. Imagine the NBA starts doing that. We can onboard people easier because onboarding people into crypto and NFTs isn't something that clicks straight away.
Yep.
So once NFTs become a thing with Gary V's doing it, once whoever people like more than Gary V or in their different segments that they follow start coming out with NFTs, Ariana Grande or something, I don't know, whoever, all of a sudden basketball people will start, oh man, there's basketball NFTs, that's cool. Oh, this is easy, I don't even need a crypto wallet. Stuff like that.
Yeah. What was I think the only time that I kind of got a little frustrated in terms of thinking like, because Top Shot, as we all know, likes to play things close to their chest, right? They don't like to give us too many, maybe little breadcrumbs, but the roadmaps haven't been, what's the best way to say this? Very thick, or the roadmap, I would say. Is there even a map? What's the opposite of a map? We don't seem to get a lot of notice what Top Shot's thinking, what they're going to be doing, and sometimes they can go pretty quiet. And I felt the only time that I was a little perplexed was during the playoffs, right, where they didn't kind of make any moves and they just stayed quiet while we continued to crash. And in my opinion, they released too many playoff packs. And I was a little confused. I thought the playoffs, now we're here. This is when it's the best basketball of the year. This is when we're finally going to see some movement, some movement here. And they really didn't do anything. Were you surprised during the entire? And I thought it was a great playoffs. I mean, the basketball was sensational. Obviously, I'm a little biased because I'm a Bucks fan. So watching Giannis go off was, I still can't believe how well he played in Game 6. That was one of the most legendary performances I've ever fucking seen. But like, were you at all maybe caught off guard that really we saw no activity from Top Shot during the playoffs?
I think everyone was underwhelmed in regards because there was a lot of talk about marketing leading into the playoffs.
Yes.
And people thought, I think, that it was going to be, okay, round 1 there'll be something, round 2 there'll be better marketing, 3, 4. And that didn't really eventuate, culminating until the Game 5 utility where collectors got to go to the finals.
Yep.
To the point of the roadmap, I think that's changing. I think that's pretty clear that they're coming out with an S3 roadmap.
Yeah.
you look at any NFT project, they generally have a roadmap. It's how we assess things.
Right.
I think they've identified that. And I think Series 2 will forever be remembered, possibly, as we were reactive rather than proactive.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, what they went through was unforeseeable, unscalable growth.
Yep.
In terms of the site functioning the way it is now. You know, we have maintenance all the time. You know this. Whereas I think they've stabilized it. They're able to grow to an extent that, well, they're trying to grow in a manageable way.
Yeah.
And I think the roadmap will be part of that. I thought the playoffs, we had a roadmap. I was a bit bemused by the amount of first round moments, especially like a released extra first round moments in drop 4. And not the ones we want. We wanted the later rounds.
Steve,
if you're talking about own the history,
I'm pretty sure right now you're gonna turn around and a first round moment is gonna be behind you. Everywhere I look, I think I'm gonna see a first round moment. Honestly, the first round moments that they never, guys, chaps, you know this, they never stop. They're up, they're down. First round moments are everywhere. Steve, it was too many. It was.
As long as it's the LeBron one, I'll be happy.
Agree. Give me the LeBron one. But you're right. It was a little confusing, right? Like, why are we still getting first round moments? Like, I'm with you. But go ahead.
But all the challenges, they were fun.
They were. Yes.
We were doing stuff.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. Like I bet on the Suns early, and I think it was a good bet. Like
It was.
I thought they were going to the finals,
Yeah.
and I had them. So I'm still holding that Suns bag, which is not the worst thing in the world. Like
No.
those challenges are still, positive. Obviously, I wish I have a few bucks, but obviously now. But no one was picking the Bucks, even in the finals, especially down 0-2, down 2-1. No one else.
True.
Be real. The masses, they weren't picking the Bucks.
No.
They weren't picking them past the Nets.
Right.
They're like, okay, cool. They got theirs against Miami.
Yeah.
And who was in the finals again? Eastern Hawks.
Hawks.
Well, they've had them against the Hawks, but even the Hawks had them for a game or two.
Yeah.
They were pushing them, and they had injuries to deal with, the Bucks and the Hawks. So it was like, well, who's going to be the fittest and go through? So no one had the Bucks winning. So I thought I placed good bets. The challenges were fun.
Yeah.
It got a lot of people involved, I think. So maybe that was the metric they're after, activity.
Yeah.
But like some of the first round moments, they're not the history I want to own. I'm very interested in owning that set.
So the whole playoff set. You want to own the playoff set?
I'm interested in it. Yeah.
Okay.
But
I have it. Let's go. You and me together. Let's pump this. Let's pump
But
it.
I thought when Run It Back comes, I'll go after it because everyone will be thinking about Shiny and you. And it might even be S3 because they just kept tanking. But then we had a resurgence recently and it put like LeBron out of reach and stuff. Not out of reach, but out of a price where not where I wanted it to be anymore. Because if you see something at, certain price and then it goes away from that, you want it back at that certain price.
Exactly.
Look, I think they'll get better and better. I mean, it was the first. You got Series 1. It was the first real playoffs that they could have done a lot with.
Yep.
Just like the throwdown set and some of the elements around that, and what they said after was they learnt a lot, and I think they will.
So we got through the playoffs, and then every day. Again, we had on this show, man, chat. It was rough, right? Everyone would be coming in here. Wow, off season, we're gonna get smoked. Winter's coming. Top Shot's gonna get killed. And I kept
put into that.
Either did I. Like I kept telling people, like, wait a minute, we have like.
Run It Back for one, and someone called it WNBA. A friend, Disney Alex Max, brought it back up. He's a big. He writes a blog, so shout out to him. And he's a WNBA advocate. And he brought back up a tweet I made. And other people called it as well. So it wasn't just me, but, it made sense. The WNBA players, when the NBA doesn't, you have an off-season, you want regular activity in users. They're not going to just let us sit around and do nothing. They're going to give us stuff to do.
I mean, but the other thing was before the WNBA kicked off. I mean, it was like day one of the off season, and they kicked in the utility. I mean, they were like, NBA draft, you want to go? Okay. A summer league, you want to go? How about that? 9 Lives Lounge, you want this party started? Let's do it. I mean, it was like a sleeping giant just like transformed like the second the playoffs ended, and no one expected it. And I think that was the beauty of it. And all of a sudden we saw, it was my first organic pump since I've been on Top Shot, since I joined, and that was again from August 11th up until about August 25th or so. We saw this great kind of pump where it was just cool to see. I didn't envision that kind of pump until Series 3. And the only downside I thought was, again, it brought back, we can talk a little bit about this later, it brought back a lot of the people into the space who I think may not be true basketball fans and on the site for the right reasons and want to be true collectors. But again,
so can I ask you about this?
Yes.
Right, and what happened with Plunge and I watched that stream you went on his stream and he brought up the point that you had to start Top Shot with NFT crypto type people and then evolve. So what was your thoughts on that? I thought that was a really good point.
So I just disagree. I think it's a fair point, right? And I think that it was inevitable, right, that crypto people would find Top Shot, especially the Crypto Kitty crowd. That was inevitable. But when I joined Top Shot, I didn't know what NFT was, and as chat knows, I am the most unsavvy IT person in the world. But I think Top Shot did such an amazing job of building the site and doing all the things that they've done that they easily could have brought in basketball people, in my opinion, a lot sooner than they really tried to do that. So do I think it was inevitable that it was going to be crypto heavy? Probably. But do I also think they could have much earlier on targeted people, especially to be the voices, the leaders of the platform that were a little more basketball heavy? Because look, at the end of the day, like, I just don't think there's a way to get around. It's a basketball product, right? And I know some people, I don't know why some people find that like a controversial take. Like, I don't think that's controversial, right? Like, it is a
I think it's controversial,
right? So it is up to in my opinion, a basketball product. So like, I just want to see people who love the sport like me, maybe not even like me, but just love the sport and want to collect. So I think that again, the people that we got on early, they just may have had a different mentality and more of a kind of a flipping, making money mentality that is common in the crypto space. And I would have liked to see a little more effort after trying to get some more NBA enthusiasts onto the platform. Now again, like you said, how easy would that have been? Maybe I am sugarcoating it, but I think that again, when I joined the site, it was I had no issues with it, and I am not savvy in that crypto NFT world at all. Now I've gotten better, but again, I think it would overall we would have a much more healthier ecosystem if we could have got basketball people on the platform sooner.
I think it's still evolving into that, though. I mean,
agree.
We are talking about if they're talking about the currency of fandom, you've got to be an NBA fan,
right,
essentially. And perhaps a lot of those crypto people became basketball fans because of Dapper. But also those people, one point that should be made is they invested heavily when there was no light at the end of the tunnel.
They did. Correct.
In November, December, they were buying packs, moments, everything else that we wish we could have, because we have the benefit of hindsight. They had no inkling that their $1 moments were going to be worth 100x.
Fair.
Or they were just throwing thousands of dollars, probably more than I ever have, into a product with no foresight. And for those like me who have a life, that goes so far. And unless you've got house money to play with, which some do, some don't.
Right.
But yeah, I think there's a valid point for them. They helped launch the platform. A lot have. Everyone's got different goals. Some it is to make money. Some is just to have fun.
Right.
Genuinely, I make content more than I log in and flip and buy and sell and stuff like that, because it takes so long. But I think they massively had their place regardless of what they know about basketball.
Agree.
In the history of Top Shot.
Yeah. No. I definitely agree with that. I just wish that they would have had made more of a little bit of an effort to get basketball people in from the start. Because again, like, I think if they would, again, we didn't know about it. I think if they would have, and again, how they would have marketed it that way, or how they would have had beta testing people, I don't think it would have been too difficult to be like, hey, it's not hard to find people who are true basketball fans. Hey, you want to test out this product. I think they could have done that a little bit sooner. But yeah, I mean, look, the crypto people who found it, look, I think, as I said, on this show and others, I think I did come at them too hard, right? And I've spoken to a lot of them since I started streaming, many months ago, and I've heard now more of their side of the story. And look, I think if I bought in and I got a lot of moments for $1 and they went to 1,000, would I have been selling? Well, I'm stupid, so maybe I would have been holding a lot more than I should have. But yeah, I mean, at that price, right, you're making such an insane amount of money, right? I do see why you would sell. But again,
Hey, I wish I sold the LeBron No Look 3 in February. I mean, what a ridiculous decision was to keep holding on to that thing until it got to $160.
yeah, but that was the thing though. When we joined the platform, right, it was like everyone was like, I mean, that's gonna be worth 20 grand in a week from now. Like, you gotta hold, like, no, you
I
can't.
remember Facebook posts saying I've got serial 15,000,
Yeah.
15,000, and I'm listing this for $200,000, and I'm not taking it down until I get my money.
Yeah.
And I remember there was so many posts on Facebook was the worst for it. There were so many posts like that saying, this is my price, guys, because we're going to the moon, so I'll meet you there.
Yeah.
And now, it just didn't age well.
Yeah, no, I mean, like with the LeBron, I made a plan that I'm like you, I bought it. I think I bought it at 1,000. I said every time it goes down 100, I'm buying. So I bought it at 900, at 800, at 700, at 600, 500, at 400, and it kept going 300, and then finally I think at some point I started selling them off a little bit because but it was tough, and it really was. I think unless you joined during that February March time, it was really was wild. I mean, you like it just, and no one, and this brings up a good point for me. Like, this is one reason why I started streaming. Like, I just felt that everyone was so gung ho, right, and there was so much people like, these are great buys, when it just didn't seem like that was sustainable. Like, when you're getting on and you're seeing one of the worst players in the NBA, his debut is like $400, you're like, wait a minute, like, what are we doing here? This guy can't play, right? He can't play. He's going to be out of the league. Like, when this rising star set
so
came.
This is where the basketball knowledge, I think, comes in. So one more point I wanted to make about the crypto people, and I won't name names, but many I've spoken to as well, and I'll just say that many of them are just good people, even if they do or don't have basketball knowledge. So I'll make time to talk to anyone who's a good person, 100%. And so that I'll put aside and leave there. But so for Topshot debuts, everyone talks about Topshot debuts. I'm not the biggest fan of them.
Interesting. Why not?
Like well, I am good players.
Right.
But I'm not going to buy Ish Smith's Topshot debut.
No, I'm not either. Get that out of here. Fuck no.
I mean, I'm sorry, but he
stinks.
The worst one I had to buy was Nico Mannion, and that was just to complete my Golden State Warriors set. Now, luckily, I've taken advantage of a couple of pumps, and I've sold and rebought and stuff like that, and got a bit of dapper out of it. Again, trying to just bootstrap and be savvy in what I do. But player matters. Like, I'll buy Jordan Poole and Toscano Anderson because I thought they played really well for Golden State.
They did.
When they had their opportunity.
Poole played really well last year.
Poole was great.
He was.
And so I look forward to seeing how they mix with Kuminga and the other one, especially Kuminga. But Mobley, isn't it? Mobley? No, not Mobley.
The second year player, Wiseman?
Yeah, Wiseman. No, sorry, I'm getting mixed up. They had one draft pick. But I'm definitely looking forward to see how the Warriors do this year, especially when they get Clay back.
Oh,
now,
for
that
sure.
is a Topshot debut that people are going to scratch each other over.
Yep.
But we all know this. But no, as far as Topshot debuts go, like, just because it has a Topshot debut doesn't mean it's a great moment.
No,
to
like,
have.
yeah, no, and so this is what, and this is why, again, and I'm like you, like, and this is where, like, I've had to learn, right? Like, I think me and Plunge talked about it. Like, perception becomes reality, and like, sometimes, like, my passion can be mistaken for other things, right? And like, some people were thinking I was coming at them personally, which I'm not, right? Like, I just found it super tough to understand when you had people promoting buying players that can't play, right? Or players that are going to be out of the league in a couple of years, or players that are ninth or 10th men at best, right? Nothing personal against anyone. Like you said, there's a ton of great people in the space. Like I never meant to personally attack anyone, and that's where again, like you learn, right? And you learn that you have to kind of tone things down. And you again, my message was getting lost, right? My message that I wanted to portray was getting lost in some of the passion, and some of people mistook some of that. So like I've had to learn and change, some of the way that I'm speaking about the product, which. But I'm like you, like I'm buying good players, right? I mean, end of the day, like we're using what we see, what we're watching, and we want that to translate onto the market, and which we haven't really seen a ton of, but that's coming. Like Series 3, and once we start getting more people on the platform, that's coming.
Top Shot's too young for this, but as a basketball fan, where you possibly have an advantage is looking at draft classes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because now we can let's just say. I was going to say Ja Morant or Zion or something like that. So Ja Morant's a good one for me because he came in the league, a few years ago now.
Yep.
He's a shoo-in to be a great player for years to come. Great player to buy. So if he's in your draft class and he's showing you that kind of arrogance and play, then let's just say Cade, obviously he's number 1 pick, so he's going to have too much attention. But let's just say Josh Giddey, just as an example, because he popped in my head because he's Aussie. Let's just say he starts really showing things. We can place basketball bets on him and hold long term.
Yeah, that's what.
And that's where I think you could separate yourself from the non-basketball people. But the more the people that get on board, they're going to be basketball people.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
Right. And that's what I'm doing. But like I take it a step further than you, right? Because like I think like Ja. Like he's so sensational athletically and freakishly, like just he can do whatever he wants on the court, that like most people, even a casual fan, just new on the platform, they'll find him. Like I want to look a step further. I want who's gonna have a breakout year, right? Who was injured?
Can I ask you a basketball question on that?
Yeah.
I'm a bit worried about Zion. Where do you think Zion versus Ja stands long term? Because right now Ja's performing, he has playoff experience now, and Zion's got a schmozzle around him.
So like, Ja can't shoot, and if he doesn't develop a jumper, we're looking at a Russell Westbrook 2.0. Again, I don't know if that's the best comparison, but he's got to be able to make a jumper. You can see already.
He's better than.
What's that?
He's better than a Westbrook jump. He's going to be better than a Westbrook jump.
I think so too. But again, teams are already going to start sagging off him. They already are, and you can see he can't shoot threes. They're going to pack the paint on him. And he's got to develop that jumper. To me, that's his ceiling is all based on that. Again, he can get to the rim whenever he wants, but especially like playoffs, tougher games, tougher opponents, they will start packing the paint more and more, and he's going to need to start knocking down jumpers and develop a 3-point shot. When will that happen? Will it happen? How consistent will he get? I'm not sure, but obviously is the talent. Come on, the talent's there. He's filthy, right? I mean, and he's such a great athlete, but also like it worries me. He kind of gets like the D Wade. D Wade kept going to the hoop because he couldn't shoot, and then his career gets cut a little short because he takes all those hits and he's going to the hoop time after time and time again. So I'm hoping that Ja can develop a little bit of a consistent outside jumper, rely on that a little bit more, because like Ja tries to dunk on everyone. He'll try to dunk like when he should not be trying to dunk. Yeah, and like my fear is he's gonna get hurt or something, like, because when he tries some of these super crazy athletic moves, I want him to kind of tone it back, develop that jumper, and have the game slow down for him a little bit. But again, he's going to be great. I mean, the problem is he going to hit the superstar level? I think to get there, he's got to develop the jumper. In terms of Zion, in my opinion, he's there. I mean, like that guy, he was averaging 30 points a game, averaging on 60% from the field so easily the second half of the season. He is so unstoppable, and people don't like Stan Van Gundy. I'm not a huge fan, but like what he did, putting Zion, let him playing the point guard, basically, like down the stretch of games, like with his body and his frame, like it was sensational to watch. Like he's just mesmerizing to me.
It was, yeah.
I mean, I see no way, unless he gets injured, that he's going to be stopped. Like I think the Pelicans. I'm not happy with the Devontae Graham signing. I think that was a big miss. way too much money. But I do think Alexander Walker can ball. I think he's going to be fine. Like playing the point. Again, I like Valanciunas, but again, the Pelicans have to do a better job of developing that team around Zion, giving him shooters, letting him space the court, and let him go to work. Because that guy, in my opinion, is going to be in the MVP discussion every single year from now for the next like 10 years. Like I just don't see any conceivable way to slow that guy down. But I'm with you. David Griffin did him a major disservice last year, and this year I'm not a big fan of their moves yet either. So like Zion needs help, right? He needs help.
Yeah, he does. And like my point, I guess, is that I worry about his timeline just based on the team around him.
Yeah.
Because you look at many superstars' first playoff experience, from Jordan down.
Yep.
Their first playoff experience looks a lot like that Jar one,
Yep.
getting knocked out in 5, having one good performance or something like that. And the lessons that they learn from those first ones are pretty significant. That's why I think Jar's timeline is possibly ahead of Zion's in terms of success. Possibly, hot take, just because Zion's getting nothing around him.
Yeah. I'm super curious to see how both of those teams do this year, right? Memphis and Pelicans. Those teams, again, I'm not a big fan of the moves that Memphis has made this offseason as well.
No, me neither, yeah.
So like both of those teams, it does a lot hinge on just Memphis. First of all, one player we didn't talk about, Jaren Jackson Jr. I look at his MGLE S1 every day on Topshot. Steve, I'm not lying, Steve. Ask the chat. Every day I look. Let's watch it right now. I look at it every day. Now I don't have liquid. I would need to. I don't even know if I would need to sell something. But like this is a guy. He's young. He's younger than Ja. He's so young. Again, the meniscus took him out all of last year. I think he's going to play a lot of the 5 this year, which he can't stop fouling.
I'm sleeping on him.
So like this is a guy where I think, again, down to 650 now. Again, that's a lot. Still, that's a lot of money. But put it in comparison to a lot of other players. With he could be an all-star the next 10 years, right? If things break the right way. So like this would be, and look, his debut is 105. So like almost no risk, right? Buying his debut moment, in my opinion. And also like I think it's just a great moment. Like this is the kind of player that I'm looking to target that the rest of I think the Topshot user base maybe doesn't really know too much about. That again, if we're watching games, we can go after before they have the big breakout year. And this is a guy that I think could have the breakout year. Like that's what.
I'll probably make a video on Jaren Jackson Jr. tomorrow and pump him up just to ruin your day.
It won't ruin my day. You know what? I'm buying it. I'm gonna buy it right after the show. I may buy this tonight. Every day I get so close and I don't pull the trigger. But like again, it's players like that get me so excited on Top Shot. Like the players who I think are primed for breakout years that they haven't pumped yet, right? Like I still like Bogdanovich. Like again, he was hurt in the playoffs, but he had a great last 2 months. Like there's a lot of
people sleep on him. If people watch the FIBA
he's great.
basketball tournament,
He's great.
2019,
Yes,
I think it was.
yes.
He was unbelievable.
I know.
So was Fournier. I know, whatever you think about Fournier, he was fantastic in that tournament. If someone unlocks Fournier, I know he's at the Knicks now, and they've got guards coming out their ears, but he can be useful, I think. And I don't think he was useful in the Magic. Obviously not Boston as well.
Yeah.
But like there were players like that in FIBA, and then you look at Patty Mills, the way he performed in the Olympics. If you can unlock those sort of performances that they're doing elsewhere, I always find that really interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, and to me, like that's still like the fun about. That's why like Top Shot to me will never not be fun because like we can always like there's so many players. We can just talk about players for the next like 24 hours, right? I mean, Darius Garland.
Oh yeah.
Darius Garland, another one who I think is like, especially if they can trade Sexton. Like I really and Okoro, both those guys. I'm super excited to see Jaden McDaniels, Minnesota. A lot of the Minnesota team in general. There's a lot of players here that again, I think the Top Shot user base, again, just people who are not glued in watching games every night. There's a lot of players that you can attack. I bought Thibault yesterday, his debut, because this is gonna be the first year where he's finally gonna get 30 minutes a night. And like if you tell me he's not gonna be top 3 in defensive player of the year, I mean, he is. I mean, defensively, he's sensational, right? So like these are the buys that really get me excited at thinking about like, and we're gonna be able to watch all this in like 5 weeks. It starts up again. It's so exciting.
Thibault for Australia was fantastic as well. I don't think we get a bronze medal. Like, he didn't get that many points, but he got so many steals.
Yeah, I mean,
and probably all of his points were like fast break dunks. They were ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, how he impacts a game defensively. I mean, there's just so few people who can do that, right, in the league.
Yeah.
And
you're right though. We could talk about basketball and we could go through 24 teams and spend 24 hours.
Yeah,
on it. Like, there's just so much to talk about.
Right.
And like there's just so much that's not been resolved as well. Like, you know, the Simmons and so many others. Kevin Love. He's thrown the toys at the cart, and you mentioned Cleveland and all their young talent. He's just on a different timeline. So yeah, there's so much going on.
Wait, so talk to me about so you're from Australia, right? How is it? How are you watching games? Is it like because it starts so early, right? So is it brutal to watch?
No. So like what? It's your games will be on like now.
Yeah.
It's 1 p.m. my time now.
Right.
It's great. Sometimes the earliest game is possible at 4 a.m. And, you know, it's Christmas Day, right? There'll be a 4 a.m., 6 a.m., I don't know, 10 a.m., 12 p.m. So it's not that bad.
Right.
So, like, I was watching the NBA Finals. They were always at, like, 10:30 in the morning or something.
Okay.
So I'd literally go to work and I'd have 3 screens and one of them would just be the NBA.
Right.
That's it. So, yeah, we got League Pass and other channels that have it as well.
But it's got to be weird watching the NBA over, like in the morning and breakfast. And, like, I don't know. It's just, like, I guess
you watching the Olympics or something.
Yeah,
it's just a different time of day.
Well, I guess I guess you're just so used to it now anyway, as well, right? Like.
Our sport isn't world class.
Right.
We have world class athletes.
Right.
But you know, our leagues aren't watched around the world. So yeah, I think Australia probably is used to it. You know, we're watching soccer from England and we're watching basketball from America, like everyone else is. So it's just the way it is. Everything's on a different time.
So let's go back to Top Shot for a little bit. So we have. I think the next month is gonna be unbelievable, because like I've made like I'm an idiot. I still write like old school on papers and stuff and like I've made out like my own roadmaps and timelines, and like unless Top Shot was kind of being disingenuous, we have trade tickets, we have run it backs, and we have the rake back. I know that's a hot topic.
Yeah, so I've been thinking about this. Because it keeps coming up in my Discord as well. So we know that there's going to be a rare and a legendary and another common WNBA. We know there's going to be a run it back and that mentioned common run it back. So there's 6 pack drops already.
Look at that.
Thinking that could be possible. There's a rake. Someone just dragged out today in our Discord. I forget who it is. That rake back was going to be. Now this has probably changed. So I'm not going to. Let's assume this is not now done.
Okay.
Rake back was going to be before run it back. That was said in office hours, which means it could be tomorrow, unless it's changed.
Right.
Where run it back fits into that whole WNBA timeline, you'd have to be before the end of the WNBA season, because there's only 45 days left in the off season for the NBA.
This is what I'm saying.
Then we're starting to think about the S3s.
Right.
So we've probably got 60 days of S2.5 or S2 summer.
Right.
Because, you know, the season's not going to start and then we're going to have moments. Like, they're going to wait, I don't know, a month or two for, like, plays to actually happen. So, let's just say in 60 days we're going to get S3. There's a lot that could happen in 60 days. There's 6 pack drops I just dropped.
Right.
And a rake back and all that. And trade tickets, which I didn't even mention yet. So,
maybe hardcourt. Maybe hardcourt. Maybe hardcourt.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I think that's a way off because they're trying to get it right, and I was going to bring that up earlier because you mentioned about non-basketball people. They're using non-basketball people to test, which for that it kind of makes sense. I can get on board with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's 8 things I just listed in less than 8 weeks. Theoretically, that can happen. So I think Top Shot's been a bit quiet. So I've actually taken a lot of nights off, thinking I think there's a lot coming, and I think I'm going to be in demand when these things start happening. So there was a time I was making a video every night, and the wife was like, "What are you doing?" But I was like, "Things are happening."
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been taking nights off recently because I think there's more coming.
I mean, like again, so tomorrow's so tomorrow holiday for you guys, or wait, Monday? It's already Monday for you guys. Is Monday a holiday? It's not. Okay, so it's a holiday.
No,
For,
completely different.
okay, so it's a holiday for us. So I think Monday is going to be quiet still, and then, like you said, we have like 8 things that almost have to happen in 45, 50, max 60 days. Like, I don't see how we don't have a ton of excitement, enthusiasm, and get pumping during this time frame. Like, I just don't, and like, that's why, like, tomorrow and tonight, I am looking to buy. I need to buy now before we pump and things again get out of hand, and I can't buy. Like, it would, and by the way, already from the last pump, a lot of things got too expensive for me. But I think that if people want, not financial advice, but if you were looking to make some moves, you may be running out of time before some of this pumps again.
Maybe. Because there is an element of the knee-jerk reaction to Top Shot as well. I mean, look at LaMarcus Aldridge. He announces it's back, and he's moments like this, no transactions. Lots of transactions, and then back to where it was.
Yeah.
So, pardon me. I think that's incumbent. Now, some things have an overreaction, then come back about halfway, and then plateau, and then the value goes up. And that's kind of what this little mini pump has done recently.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, some things will. I think the one thing that this pump has shown is quality has gone up, but the floor hasn't.
Which I think has been Top Shots. That's what they wanted all along.
Yeah. I mean, badges, bottlenecks, things with utility, they all went up. And the floor, there's still $3 moments out there. They're scarce and they're hard to get, but they're still there. The floor is still $4, which has been pretty consistent for a while now.
Yep.
So, yeah, it'd be interesting. Like, the ones you're talking about, I would just class them in, like, Jaren Jackson Jr., that's quality. It's debut, potential, player. Tick, tick, tick.
Yep. So what? So again, so from now until Series 3, so you, with all these things, you're not as bullish as I am in terms of a pump, even though you do. We both know these things have to happen.
So a pump.
Yeah, a pump's a weird word. I don't know what's the right word to say. I think energy, excitement.
I've been thinking about a movement or something.
Yeah, maybe movement.
Depends what you're looking at. Because again, there's also the shiny and new aspect to Top Shot as well. So when run it back comes, people are going to be really focused on that. They're not going to be looking at your Jaren Jackson Jr.
So that was the other. That's the one other thing that I think was interesting about this last pump, right? So we pumped with no new moments on the platform, so people had to buy what was already there.
We had active users,
right?
With no new food to chew on.
Correct.
So they had to chew on what was served
Correct.
already.
Correct.
And I think it's funny. I think I tweeted. No, I didn't. I said it in Discord. I knew the best marketing strategy was literally just releasing no more moments, and then all of a sudden, we all just started eating each other's moments that were listed for sale because that's what we could eat. So interesting for people that wanted to see their account values go up. All we had to do was just be quiet for a while, and but remember also, every time there's a holo icon or a legendary, people are liquidating moments to be able to afford that pack.
Right. Yep.
And then they're buying them back when they miss out afterwards.
Yep.
So expect that as well, because that's not a fluke anymore. It keeps happening.
Right.
People are liquidating, trying to afford that. What was the last one? Legendary, $750 pack.
I think
Previous to that was $9.99.
Yep.
People were liquidating to have that dapper.
Well, I think the other thing is that people were also buying though to get in the priority queue. People needed to boost. People needed to boost their collector score, right? Like that's why, like the collector score, we have that new dynamic now. Like, what's going to be the collector score in the next pack drops, right? And that's also one thing that I hope they change, right? Like, I hope that. Would you like to see this? So, like the priority queue 1, I know a lot of my guys, my people in my community couldn't get in that priority queue 1, right? But a lot of it wasn't based on market activity, right? I'm hoping they put something in there, like you had to have made, be active on the marketplace a little bit to get in that top queue. Do you think that something like that is good, or is that too much? Like, I'm trying to think of ways that we can
like
make
a marketplace spend or login activity or.
I'm not, again, I'm workshopping it with you. Just something along those lines. Someone who hasn't left Top Shot for like 5-6 months, right? Got in really early, and then comes back. Oh, I can get a legendary pack. Okay, I'm back. And then they get a legendary, and we're all like, and me and you, we miss out again, and we're pissed, right? And like, I just. Go ahead.
One thing I thought about quite a lot was if let's just say we had collector score in January, okay, and roll with me on this, and then you layer on top of that pack luck element. So you entered, to say 5 legendary drops and missed on all 5. That should get you into priority queue or something like that. Priority queue. And then your chances turn into 50% or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because your pack luck sucks. So I've always thought if there was, because again, I think a lot of people's accounts, and I think this highlights mine as well, can be very reflected on pack luck.
Yes.
So I've never had the chance to purchase a legendary.
Me neither. Can me and you?
Even if I've been in the position to do so financially. And now that collector scores come along, and I'm so far behind the 8 ball, and I never had luck, it's actually a little bit harder for me.
Right.
And I'm, like you, there's too many tabs of Top Shot open. So let's just say I'm logged in 24/7.
Right. We're always logged
Top
in.
Shot knows this.
Right.
So I just wondered if there was an element of collector score's great, love it, love the concepts, but I'm behind the 8 ball compared to where I think I could be if I had fair and even luck. And I'm not the only one. I'm not the worst. I've one rare pack in, and legendary in 12 or something like that. But if you had a pack luck element on top of collector score, I wonder if that's almost the perfect system. And whatever collector score looks like in terms of marketplace bonus and stuff like that, yeah, sure, add that on.
See. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Like, I always feel. Like, I know I'm biased here. My chat, everyone knows, my whole chat knows, I'm like you. I've never got a legendary pack. I'm in every queue. I've never gotten a rare pack. I'm 0 for 15, 14.
You never gotten a rare either.
No, never rare either, no. And, like, I'm in every queue, right? I mean, my collector score is, all I do is buy on Top Shot. What's my collector score? 30,000? And I can't get one, right? And that's why, like, I agree with you, right? It's like life-altering money too sometimes. Like it's just, and also
it's a lottery.
Yeah, and like to never have that chance. It's so gut-wrenching, especially when you're as invested as we are, right? We love it so much, and like, but I always feel like a little biased because like I know I'm biased here, right? I would do anything to get a legendary or even a rare. I'm never sure how to talk about this topic and be and because I know chat will be, oh, that's because you haven't gotten a legendary, and they'd be right, But I do think that there should be some, again, if you're like 10 for 15 or 10 for, if you always get legendaries, your odds should go down, and the people who haven't, theirs should go up. Because again, why do we keep having to have the rich get richer? I mean, like the legendary moments, we all want them so desperately, right? And I think it would make sense if they did kind of level the playing field from that perspective, right?
Yeah, it's interesting, and I get it. As a content creator and a collector, you get envious. It would take someone pretty strong not to get envious of other people's success sometimes. Like Rowan might retweet someone and you might be jealous. Like, it's just the way it is. Now, I'm not complaining. Like, if there was a pack luck element to it, that's not to say that I wouldn't get, or I would have definitely got more packs. Like, I don't know what the exact chances are. I might not got a much. But I imagine way back when I probably would have gotten better chance at a few different things. And there was a long time there where packs were so positive EV. Like, you just had to flip one of those moments and you're playing with house money.
Forever.
Months and months and
months.
Probably forever.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say life-changing, but it's definitely, the platform it is, how you interact with the platform. And so yeah, the randomizer, look, it hates me. No, it hates a lot of people out there. I've been blessed. I've had some wonderful experiences with Topshot, but if I'm being honest, that's probably, one of the things that I think could be fair for not just me, like just people.
Yeah, and I know there's a lot of people also in the chat that again, some people are just have hit time and time, and a lot of people just they miss out, and it can definitely hurt your experience on the site. Maybe me and you can start like a support group. I think that would work. Some type of support group,
I
right?
think we have. Inadvertently.
Yeah.
Between our discords and our chats and our comments, I think we have.
But yeah, I mean, it's like there's nothing worse than after a pack drop. I no social media. I go and like I turn the lights off. I don't know. I meditate. It's a dark day. But all right, I have I think a really good question for you now. Like, I love having you on for many reasons, but like so we have all this great utility that's going to be coming. Going to games. I'm going to be
confirmed.
Allegedly, it's coming, right? Allegedly, I think it's coming. Now, I completed the Bucks team set and the Pelicans team set because I'm going to be at shoot around with Zion. I'm going to be at a team photo with Zion. I'm going to be having free throw contests with Zion. I believe that the future really that they really can do things like this. Like again, like will it happen? When I don't know, but I believe the utility is going to be freaking amazing.
So if you're gonna pick a contest with Zion, I'm glad you picked a shooting one.
Of course, yeah. What do you mean? I mean, otherwise he'd kill me. He'd kill me. Yes. I'm not fucking. Nothing near the. I'd be like Zion. Nothing near the basket.
I'd like to see you have a post-up challenge with him. That'd be fun for all of us.
I would do it just for the photo. Just for the. You wouldn't. By the way, you wouldn't even see me. You wouldn't see me in the photo. It would just be.
See me for sure.
I mean, it would just be Zion.
I stand behind a microphone stand. You can't see me.
I mean, wait. How tall are you?
5'10".
Oh, now I'm 5'11". All right, yeah, no, you're a solid height. But so like, let me ask you this: so you're in Australia, so when the utility seems to be oriented, with on court and going to games and utility in arenas, what is it? Someone from you who lives in Australia, are you like, wait a minute here? Are you concerned at all that you're not going to get the same level of utility that people in the States are, people even in watching Raptors games? What's your perspective of the utility, and what can they do, besides having things that are in the arenas?
It's interesting. Everyone asks me this.
You know what? I wanted to be. That was not a unique question.
No. Well, there's like 3 people. So sorry, I was on Topshot Tuesday, right? Which was like a Discord channel on Topshot, and they asked me the same thing, like, what can we do for international collectors?
Yeah.
And to that I said, I don't think utility has to be in person and take me to a game. Obviously, I'd love that. Travel's not an option for me. Australia's tight. I don't want to get into it. But there's digital utility. There's merch. I could have a phone call with Joe Ingles. There's so much they could do without me leaving my garage that I would call utility. Giving me a pack is utility. I mean, there's so much they can do. It doesn't have to be in-game. Everyone's got in-game, in-arena in their mind. There are European collectors that I know from my analytics that there's Philippines, Asia, Germany. We're all over the world. The US is just half of it.
Yeah.
A bit more than half. And then there's lots of Canadians and Aussies in there as well. So I think there's a lot people can do. Now today, Harrison Barnes tweeted.
That was awesome.
That he gave a signed jersey and something else to someone who had 150 of his moments.
Yep.
I'm actually more interested in that because I would, between you and me, well, it's not between you and me because I tweeted at Joe Ingles today.
I saw it.
I'd love to have like a Paddy Mills and Joe Ingles like on the YouTube channel. And I think that would inspire content creators, Topshot users to be like, wow, he got that NBA player, one of his heroes, on to his channel because he's a Topshot enthusiast. How good's that? I think that'd be unreal, and I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. So I think I'll start trying to speak that into existence. But I just think there's a lot more forms of utility. I am less worried about collecting teams because I'm not there. I have 3 or 4, which just makes sense from a collector score point of view and from a fandom point of view. Like for me, the Warriors, for example. Yeah. Although I don't run back Bogut because he's too expensive. So yeah, I am less concerned about it. For you, I 100% believe you should have bought the Bucks
Yeah.
set if you're anywhere near an NBA team.
Yeah.
If you're anywhere near any other team, like it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
We pretty much know for sure that there's not going to be a kiosk in every NBA arena
Yeah.
every game. But I think it was briefly mentioned, and I think a lot of people miss this, that every NBA team would probably get a kiosk for a game.
That was one game.
For one occasion.
Yeah.
During the next season.
Right.
So it 100% makes sense for you to have your geographically located closest team.
Right.
Because it's highly likely, and if it happened in summer league, surely it can happen for the Bucks or something like that.
What would be? So I think you may have already answered this, right? Getting maybe Joe Ingles on your show, but would that be for you? Is that kind of the ultimate utility that you kind of?
I think for me it would be right now. Yeah, talk to Patty Mills or Joe Ingles. Joe Ingles, one, he's a great servant of Australian basketball. I know people don't think he's a massively skillful player, but he's a troll.
He's good,
funny.
man. I love when Conley's out, because Ingles then gets to handle the ball, and he can play too. Though he's good. He's genuinely a really good player.
He doesn't look like he can. He looks like an accountant.
Yeah.
But I kind of love that about him as well.
Yeah.
And he can drop a three, and he doesn't back down, and he's a great troll.
I mean, I notice there's always one name that Australians never say. It's Ben Simmons. Like, why do Australians not love? Is there not a? Again, it's always Patty Mills and Ingles. Is there something? What am I missing with Simmons?
Well, it will be right now because we just won a bronze medal.
That's true.
Patty Mills has gone to like 4 or 5 Olympics for us.
He's
always there.
I think people don't understand how good he is for you guys. He's Steph Curry. On the Australian national team, he's Steph Curry.
Literally Steph Curry in an Aussie uniform when he plays. He tore the US apart in the pre-tournament game.
Yep.
He tore Argentina apart, and he absolutely ripped the bronze medal game. Luke, he ripped them apart.
Yep.
Like, Luka might have had a hand injury, to what extent I don't know, but he ripped them apart for like one of the highest ever point-scoring Olympic performances ever.
Yeah.
These guys, they've done it for multiple. They show up all the time.
Yeah.
And I think Aussies. I will always support Ben Simmons, even if he ends up a bloody Houston Rocket or something, which will be completely boring for me probably. I'll always support him, but he hasn't shown any commitment or love to Australia. Okay. So I think there would be. He's had a lot of bad PR as well. I'm not surprised he's getting a bit of flack.
Yeah, interesting. What is some of the teams that you're most looking forward to watching next season?
I've got a lot. The Nets with Mills, obviously.
Yeah, that was a great signing. That was a great signing. I mean, he's like the guy. He does, like, he'll take any big shot. You put him in any situation. He's just a perfect piece for them.
He might be able to cover their injuries as well.
Yeah.
If and when they happen, give relax some playing time for the big three.
Yep.
I look forward to seeing the Warriors again. How they mix their draft picks with Clay and Draymond and Wiseman and all those guys. Interested to see the Bulls. Are they really going to be good, or are they just going to be? They could be really fun to watch. I mean, Lonzo lobbing to Zach, lobbing to Caruso. It could be fun.
I've been surprised how much fudding I've been hearing about the Bulls lately. Like, people are not high on them, and like people are like, they may not even make be an 8 seed. The East, by the way, is loaded. And anyone who says the West is better than the East,
you know what we should do? We should bet on the Bulls being top of the East after 10 games or something, because everyone else is going to ease into it. I reckon they'll be hungry. And they won't finish there, but I could see them like starting on fire and then
I could see that
plateauing or something
like
that.
The East is so loaded, man. Like, it has so many good teams. I mean, like, you're talking again, Bucks, Brooklyn, Philly, Miami, Atlanta. That's already 5, right? Then you got Boston. I would throw in there. Indiana, I think is going to be a lot better with Rick Carlisle coaching. That's 7, not including. Then you have Charlotte, Toronto, the Bulls right in there. That's already 10. I mean, those are all good teams. Like,
yeah, I mean, there's a bit of division. You've probably got a top 2, then another 2, and then and Miami we didn't mention as well. But and then you've probably got a good 4 there. Charlotte going to get better.
Yeah.
There's so much to look forward to, and this is why I call it the man's soap opera. Like this is the drama we like to watch.
Right. Yeah. And is there anything? That's the East. The West. Any teams? You said Golden State. Any other teams in the West?
Yeah, Golden State will be interesting. LA, I think they've got the most amount of All-Star appearances on a team.
It's wild.
Definitely since 1987,
Yeah.
which was the Celtics. And then they signed DeAndre Jordan. So I don't know if it's longer now. So just that dynamic is going to be interesting to see how they go. Who else over there? I said the Warriors. Hopefully Zion's good again, but I'm just not high on that team.
Yeah, I'm not
Will Lillard stay? What's going on there? I mean, are the Blazers going to be a bust, or will they improve dramatically with Nance and stuff like that, or will it just be the same again?
Yeah.
Denver's probably just going to be good again, and I don't know when Murray's due back, but it's not for a long
the
time.
earliest January, the earliest.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, they're just always good, but I'm not expecting them to win a title or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's saying Lakers Nets, aren't they?
I think for the most part, yeah. I mean, but I think the East is just going to be so. Again, the West, to me, after Lakers and maybe Golden State and I don't know, again, a lot of teams.
I'm not that high on Golden State. Everyone's like Clay's back at their back, and I'm not. Look, the pre-Durant Warriors were my favorite team to watch. I loved it.
Yeah, they were great.
Outside of the '90s Bulls, for some reason I just really got attached to that.
Yeah.
But I think people are overly high on the Golden. If you're a betting man, I wouldn't bet on the Warriors yet. I'd let them flail for a little bit and then maybe bet on them. But I'd love to see them back. I just think people are a little bit higher than they should be on them at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I just think the West isn't that good. I mean, like you said, Portland, same team again. I mean, I do like Nance, but Denver, no Murray. Clippers, no Kawhi. They're going way down.
Yeah.
And Dallas. I mean, Luka needs help. I mean, so
Luka needs help.
There's just not the talent. I think East is just a deeper conference. Phoenix, my bad. Ronnie, you're right. Phoenix will be good again.
Phoenix, yeah.
Phoenix may be the
I knew I was
second team. Yeah, Phoenix was team.
And, one move could change all this.
True.
Phoenix could pick up, I don't know who.
And they're
could
one
just
piece
get
short.
A player.
And they're one piece short. Like you saw that against the Bucks.
Yeah, I would say they're a piece short.
Yeah, they're a piece short.
If they just got someone.
They need one more scorer. One more scorer.
One more scorer. I mean, they're pretty good defensively and lanky with Bridges and Crowder and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. If they just got maybe one more scorer at the 3 or something.
Yep.
Then they'd have Ayton, this person, and Paul. That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Or maybe their young players take a leap or something.
Yeah, I mean, if
I can't see them coming back.
If Bridges can make a leap offensively, that could be a big boon for them. But I'm not sure.
Have the Bucks digressed? I feel like they've digressed.
I don't think so. I mean, I think
PJ Tucker gone.
Oh, no offense. That was a big win. Getting him out of there. Holy shit.
Okay.
Yeah. It's seeing him play any minutes in those finals was painful. I mean, he is so offensively. What's the right word? Offensively.
On a 3.
What's that?
On a 3.
I mean, he's so.
He's so offensively a Houston Rocket.
Yeah, I mean, he's just utterly useless on the offensive end. I mean, you're playing 4-on-5. I mean, he just does nothing except stand in the corner and maybe make an open 3. And even those in the finals, he didn't want to shoot it at all. So, I think that's addition by subtraction. I think Drew Holiday had a really up and down year last year. I think he's going to be much better this year. Giannis, I mean, again, he's getting better. He still hasn't hit his peak. Middleton, I think, is just a very solid player. They did not have Dante in the whole that last couple rounds. They're getting Dante back. I think Portis is a great fit for that team. Again, they don't have a tremendous depth. But just you saw what Giannis, Drew, and Middleton that's those 3 alone are going to win you 50 games. Just Giannis alone is going to win you 50 games, and you saw what he can do in the playoffs.
Worried about the regular season. For them. They'll be second, first or second.
Yeah. I'm just.
We're talking playoffs because the Nets owned them. Healthy, they owned
They
them.
did, but I think post that series we saw Giannis reach another level, right? So like,
That's true.
like to me, if Giannis can be at that level, they're going to be in every series, right? Now, would I still favor
Not
Brooklyn?
every team's going to have the injuries we had last
Right.
year. I mean,
True.
theoretically,
True. I mean,
more teams should be a lot healthier.
I mean, would I favor Brooklyn? Of course, right? In the series, I would. But would I count the Bucks out? No. And also, like, I love Drew Holiday so much. That dude, he's like Thibault. What he does defensively, he disrupts the entire freaking game. So when you can put
You know what I think is the best thing that's going for you right now? Because you've won it, it's just this massive weight off your
that
shoulders.
as well, yeah.
It's you're playing with house money now.
Yeah.
It's like you've got no pressure because you've done it.
Right.
It's not like LeBron having to win one in Cleveland or something. There's no pressure. You've done it. No one expected you to do it.
Yeah, I mean, and
Now
honestly,
you can just play free.
and if the Bucks didn't win last year, then holy shit, the monkey on Giannis's back, that thing would have kept growing and growing and growing, and now he can kind of relax a little bit. So that will be very cool to see. Turning back to Top Shot for a little bit. Series 3, what are you most looking forward to in terms of the platform, in terms of what the content you're gonna be coming out with? Is there what's kind of your thinking ahead, that as we're like a month and a half away from hitting another season already?
Outside of Klay Thompson, Patty Mills in a Nets jersey, I look forward to collecting that. The content, I have no idea. I just make what I feel like at the time, whatever I think is going to be valuable, whatever I think people aren't communicating or have missed. Try to bring people like certain guests sometimes that I think add value as well. So the content I think will take care of itself. Stuff will happen. I'll be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as the season goes, I look forward to just seeing this roadmap that is highly anticipated, that we're told we're getting the S3 roadmap. So we know how many moments players are getting within a range, and there'll be a cap on that. So I look forward to analysing that, I guess, more than anything else, and really digesting it, communicating that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just more of the same, more utility, fun challenges, bit of pack luck, and Steve will be happy.
Is there anything from a collecting standpoint that you have on your radar that you plan on? I noticed one thing you said earlier caught my eye immediately, because I love to do it too. When people are looking one way, you look the other, right?
Yeah.
So when a new, when people are focused on the shiny new toy, we focus on the good players who may drop a little bit, right? Like that was I like that.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing with WNBA. Like I've been sleeping on it essentially.
Yeah.
Letting the Sharks have their fun and whatever else, and I'll dip back into it later. And yeah, like I said, I like to look. There's so much on the platform now. There's so many moments.
Yeah.
It's easy to miss stuff. It's easy to even find moments that you haven't seen before.
Yep.
I doubt a few people have actually watched all of them. So, yeah, I like doing that. I like to look back at moments that people are sleeping on. Jared Jackson Jr. that you said is a great one. Perfect example.
Yeah.
No one's looking back that far for a player with potential that didn't play last season.
Right.
So yeah, and when Run It Back comes out, it'll be the same thing. Like everyone's going to just jump on it and do the challenge, and because they're told to. And depending on it, I might as well. But yeah, at the same time, I might analyze my Dapper and say, I've been looking at this one for a while now, and it's a steal, and it's got a weak floor or something like that.
Is there a moment that you have been eyeing that you have not pulled the trigger on? Do you have like a holy grail? Like my holy grail was the Zion debut, and we watched that thing go down and down and down, and then finally one day on the show it fell down. We saw it on Live Token for 1,200, and I fucking pounced. That was with a great cereal, and it was cool. And then it got up to I think $6,000 before. I don't even know where it is now, but like that was the one kind of moment. Again, like the Kobe tribute LeBron would be, but that was always too. I couldn't ever.
And I am a big Jordan fan.
Yeah.
I love Steph a lot more. Just what he epitomizes, the way he worked hard to get to where he is for his frame and his stature, and I just like the story. So yeah, maybe it'd be an S1 Steph, a Bogut runner back. I think he's the only Aussie I don't have on the platform.
Yeah.
But those ones are quite expensive at next level.
I'm trying like I'm with you. Like I don't have many like. I think the player who I have like the least of is Steph Curry, and it pains me. But he like you like he was just too expensive when I got on the platform, and he's one of the guys.
He's popular.
Yeah, and he's one of the guys like LeBron. He just never really comes down. And then
Yeah.
when he
A
came
good
down,
place to go is flow market cap / players, and it shows you the market cap of each player in the top 10. I think he's top 5, at
Yeah.
least top 2 or 3.
yeah,
So yeah, he's outside of LeBron. He's one of the most popular players
Yeah.
by a long shot.
yeah. I love this Bogut, the no look pass Bogut to Curry. The
Well,
run
it's
back.
Curry as well.
I know,
Essentially.
I know.
It's a Curry 3, and,
Yeah.
and Bogut. To be fair, he's not sexy or anything, but he's a great passer. He was great working with Steph and screening and passing to him all the time and dropping it between his legs. He'd do all sorts of stuff. He was great in his prime.
Well, yeah, no, and you know who drafted Bogut?
The Bucks.
The Bucks, my team, yeah, and he was great. And then he had that freaky elbow injury, and like it basically ruined his career. I mean, he like that. If you guys go back and watch that injury, that was brutal. Just a fluke injury. It fell on his elbow and just smashed the entire thing, and he was out for I don't even know how long, but he never was the same. He never could shoot again after that. And it's a shame because he was so skilled. He was such a skilled big man. And he could score.
There weren't many mobile 7-footers back then.
Yeah, he could score. Yeah, he always could pass, and that's the thing. Even when he went to Golden State, he still was a great passer, still a great defender, still protected the rim really well.
Yeah.
But like people forget, like before he got hurt, he was good offensively as well, and it was a shame. But he still had a really good
He
career.
was a number 1 pick.
Yes, yeah, you don't pick for the Bucks.
You don't do that in your sleep unless you what's that guy that Cleveland drafted?
Oh, Anthony Bennett.
Draft?
Oh God, Anthony Bennett. Oh God. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, that's unless you're that guy, you don't sleep on number 1.
Yeah, Jesus. All right,
Brown.
chat. I have one question. So so you mentioned betting a couple times. Are you a fantasy player? Like, do you play the Moment Ranks fantasy, DraftKings, any of that stuff? No.
Can't do DraftKings, not in Australia, I don't think.
You can. I have many Australians.
Can?
Yes, you can play DraftKings. Yes. I promise.
Screw 'em. They
I
haven't
promise.
paid me for a sponsorship yet, so I'll wait.
All right.
No, that was selfish, but also half serious. No, not a betting man. Never have been.
Okay.
I always found betting a bit silly. I understand sports betting. Like,
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
And if I was to bet, it would be like that. But when people say betting, I think sort of like casino and stuff like that.
No. I mean, it's like sports betting. Putting like you said, they're putting $100 on the Warriors to win the finals next year, something like that. Or not really.
Yeah, no, I never really done that. Like, yeah, not really been my. I'd much rather, bet on NFTs to flip or something like that at the moment, because it's just much more in my wheelhouse right now.
So are you good guys? Look at this segue. So Steve, are you currently flipping other NFTs besides Topshot? Have you gotten into the PFPs? Have you dabbled?
I would say I'm actively learning. I don't have a massive sort of collection. Like, I've got a few Manikis, Banana, a few other things. A few other things also that, like, come to me to promote themselves on the show, which I got involved with. So that in turn, with people reaching out as well, has gotten me more and more involved.
Right.
I don't see PFPs as very
Sustainable.
long-standing.
Yes.
Sustainable, good word.
Yes.
Compared to Topshot, like, just ridiculously unsustainable.
Correct.
Like, there's too many.
Correct.
And there's only so many profiles. So I see, this may be wrong, sorry, but I just see a lot of those sort of NFTs as flips at the moment.
No.
They're
Agreed.
going to have their time in the sun, and then, if you can get some ETH out of it, fantastic. If you can't, you can't. I'm very interested in minting something soon. That's all I can say at this point. I wanna mint something.
Okay.
And it's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be basketball centric.
Okay.
So
Will you be unveiling that on your show?
that's a long way off. There's a lot of
long
work
way
for us to do. But the experience, I think, will be worth it.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm with you. Like, for me, Topshot, that's my baby. That's what I hold. I covet. I will not sell anything. I don't care how. I love every moment I'm attached to. My open seas, the rest of the stuff, flip it. Maybe one or two hold, but that stuff. I don't see how the longevity of the profile pictures can just maintain. There's 40 new drops a day, and some of them.
For me, there's lots of artists that aren't there. Like,
Right.
Anything could be a PFP right now.
Yeah.
I know this is really bad, but the CryptoPunks for me, I feel like I could make that. Like, it's just so many pixels, just from a visual perspective only. I look at it and I'm just like, what? I don't get it. I can just make that. And a lot of the NFTs, I think that as well, because I've experienced in like design and 3D and various other things. But I just look at it and like, what are you guys going to do when real artists come on board?
It is every day, right, on our Discords or whatever, the Twitter timelines. You see these buys for like, I mean, we're talking 25 ETH, whatever. I mean, and then you look at it and you're like, what the fuck is that, right? Like, what is this? I think some people in our community have the squiggles. Have you seen a squiggle? It's like a and they're like, they make you rich, and we could draw those. We really could. There's a lot. The space is so wild, and you never really know.
Oh, I tell you what I did do. I did buy a bunch of Gary Vee books recently as well.
You did. You bought a okay.
You know about that one?
I did know. I did. Yeah.
I think I bought about 24 of them because it was Gary Vee, and I regretted not going in on the V Friends.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't even have my crypto wallet sorted out back then. I just thought, but I've always been. If Gary Vee's doing it, it's gonna be a success.
Yeah.
So I did the books because I didn't need a crypto wallet for that, even though I was organized. But that was just an easy in for me.
Yeah.
Just go on Amazon, buy some books, and get an NFT. Happy days.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like I know a bunch of people in our community bought that, and it is weird. Like anything that he tweets, right? It's just like. It's a.
So I almost minted the koalas, the koala intelligence of the agency. I loved it. I looked into the roadmap. They were like the end of their roadmap. They were going to give to some sort of koala society that had, because we had the bushfires and a lot of koalas suffered. Blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, I love this. And then I went to a Zoom meeting and I missed the mint, and then they popped. They hit it 1 ETH at one point after a 0.05 mint.
Jesus.
And I was just like, oh, this was me. It was koalas and Aussie and yeah. So I regret. It's probably like Topshot. Like we all have our regrets, the ones that we missed and stuff. But that happened recently. I think it was last week even or whatever. I did regret that one. I've seen a lot of wallers out there.
It's time for a new game I came up with on the top of my head right now. Baller Blockchain says, yay or nay. You are going to look at some of my latest purchases in my OpenSeas wallet. Some of these, I will admit, I have no idea what I bought. They may be hideous, they may be great, I don't know. This space is wild. That's why I always run back to Topshot, where it's my safety blanket, it's my lover, it's everything to me. These are, I have no idea what I'm buying. So you will look at these.
I've probably got 10 minutes if that's all right, though.
Perfect. 10 minutes, guys. This is a busy man, Be respectful of his time. Okay, here, yay or nay, this UWU crew. I just bought this today, Steve.
I can't see it. Am I meant to be able to see it?
You can't see this. What? You can't see my screen.
No.
Guys, this game sucks. That game failed. Steve cannot see. Now, you know what I want you to do? After the show, you'll be able to go back and see, okay? Now, if you watch on Twitch, can you pull up the Twitch link? Can you see the chat? Can you see the chat? Now you're muted. You're muted. Steve, you're muted. Guys, this is why you gotta, beforehand, you gotta run these. You can't have spontaneous things like this, Very, very challenging. Are you still there? Can you, we can't hear you. Leezy, this game is great. He loves it. I mean, again, the game is called, Is Steve Muted? I think the answer right now is yes. Okay, we can hear you. You're back.
Sorry, I turned the camera off because it overheated, so the other thing we're not doing anymore.
Okay. I think we got some great content, though. So you can't see the screen, though.
I'm getting onto your Twitch right now, right?
It's going to happen, guys. This segment's going to be killers. I mean, look at it.
Chat better be nice.
Yeah, chat.
Here we go.
You better behave yourself, Poker, especially Poker Pro.
I know you guys. All right, I've got the screen. All right, I'm looking at your screen.
Now, can you see this lovely vixen in the blonde hair? Kick it off.
Yeah, I've seen worse.
Okay, that's what he said. Steve says he's seen worse. That's a pretty good sign. I think that's a W for us. Again, bought that today. No idea really what it is yet. This again, we'll ignore this. This was my new horse. Come on, are you a Zed fan? I got a rare coat, a beauty.
I'm not on Zed. I never quite got into it. I'll take your word for it. Yay.
Yay, guys! That's a fucking yay for Steve. I mean, so far we got. What was the first one? It was I don't know, but so far I think we're 2 for 2. Okay, this is gonna be a tough one. I don't know what this is really, but just go with me here. I mean, I'm an idiot. Jesus Christ. I bought this kin of a Neo-Leshy.
I mean, nay for the pronunciation.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm gonna delay and wait for it to load.
Okay.
I'm gonna say yay, just because there's skill there.
That's right. That's why I bought it. I think the artist is very talented. I think he's very talented, Steve.
Yeah, no, it's complicated. It's skill there.
Thank you. Me and Steve, honestly, we're like this. That's why we're best friends, and we hate you. Oh no, we don't hate you, but we're better than you. Okay, last one. 2 more to go. 2 more to go. My tiki. Now again, we love the tikis here. The whole community bought them. They fish, they drive, treasure chests. There's a lot going on in this game.
I don't know about these.
Maybe I'll send you one.
These are cool.
He's loving this.
They're fun.
Right? They're fun. Yeah, great segment. I know. Chat's loving the segment too. Last one. I think we got Steven NFTs tonight. I think we did. This Angel of Ether. This is she's a beauty. She's just stunner to me.
And I'm waiting for it to light up my end.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Right? You guys hear that? Oh wow. He said, "Oh wow." Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good art as well.
Tremendous art. The art. I'm not an artist. I don't know anything about art, but this.
So tell me about the mint count on these. Are we talking about a 1-on-1, or there's like 50 of these, or what?
All right, listen to me. This is between me and you. Chat, get out of here. These are all. Steve, they've only minted like 20%. But there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes. To really promote the hell out of this project. I'm speaking to the developers to come on the show. This is gonna be a big time. You can get in right now, the ground floor. Before this really explodes. We have a lot of going on behind the scenes with the developers here. And also, I don't want to say in the next 10 days something big is going to happen, but something big is going to happen. And you want to get in now on this one. And the artwork is tremendous. Look how skilled and that is. So yes. Don't read chat. Don't read chat.
She didn't say how many there are though.
10. I think 10,000. So there's a lot.
10,000.
I think. Yeah, I think 10,000. Maybe
What's
a little
the floor?
less, but it's a big mint. Guys, and that concludes. I think that's Steve. Every time you come on, we're playing that segment. That was called Baller Blockchain says yay or nay.
I think we need to work on the name, but
We're workshop. We're in beta. We're in beta.
They were all yays.
You
didn't
loved
show
it.
me any crap.
Thank you. Now you have to go in a couple minutes. Chat a couple questions that you have for Steve. Again, I have one question. Again, chat, get some good questions. How long do your videos take? Because you are maybe the best edit. You have the best editing I've seen in the YouTube space. It's phenomenal. It's so well put together. How long does each of those videos take?
So maybe in this, I'm not the best editor in the world, but
You're good.
I'm good. So the way it works for me and the way I've sort of landed is I will put the kids to bed, and then I'll hopefully during the day I'll prepare some notes and some tabs, about what I'm going to talk about. I just spend half an hour filming in my garage. This is my garage. We painted it all black and made a set. And then I would spend the next 2 hours or so making a thumbnail and edit. And I've got it probably down to about that amount of time if I'm really, really good and there's no snafus or technical issues or faults or reshoots. So it takes at least 3 hours after the kids go to bed.
And that's for like a 30-minute show, right?
It could be anywhere between I'd say 8 and 15 minutes is probably my sweet spot.
Okay.
Is where I've been keeping them. That's just how they've landed. But yeah, and then that way I upload it probably, if I'm good, midnight my time, and then you all wake up to it in America, which seems to work out well.
So I mean, like, you can tell the guy's putting in time, like an 8 to 15 minute segment you see, but that's taking 3.5 hours. When you watch them, as most of you guys probably have, I mean, they're great. Like they're just so, as me, I talk for 5 hours and I keep blabbing. This man is concise. He's giving you a lot of information in a very short time frame, and it looks great. I think someone asked, why does your background, it's Poker Pro, nobody likes you. That's an awful question. Yes, background's great. It's great. It's great.
It gives me something to shoot with. I see you, Poker Pro. You're in every... Judge is always there giving you lip.
Right. Any changes expected to the show, or to keep on the same path and grow organically? Scott loves your show.
I'll probably always experiment, but I like to keep things short and concise because I think that's the way marketing is going. People are trying to... And you're doing a good job with your clips on YouTube right now. That's the way for you to go.
Thank you.
Clip good little points and chuck them on YouTube because no one's going to watch 5 hours on YouTube. It's just not the space for it.
I know.
But yeah, I'll probably always experiment, and then, it's funny, the ones that you think won't work sometimes work the best, and sometimes the ones you think will work the best are just the worst.
Yeah.
And so, I'd like to do more interviews, but at the same time, the interviews don't get as many views as just the short stuff where people just get their info and go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll always muck around, I think.
Now...
Hey, Live Token's here. Hi, Live Token.
Live Token, we love him. Honestly, that's what's been so cool about this, and I think for you too, right? It's just the people that you meet. Like, it's just been probably the coolest part about this journey for us, right? Just the people that we've had the pleasure to meet and talk to, and it's just been really cool. Did I get a copy of your barista training? No, but I would like one. I would like one if Steve lets me have that.
Yeah, I can give that. I think there's a special discount for anyone that's in Topshot. You only get, it's usually like $70, but I think I'd just do it for $9 for anyone that, I think there's a link at the bottom of, no, there is one in my Discord, but I don't really share it that much because I'm kind of over coffee now. I just drink it and move on. I'll share it with you.
All right, I'm down for that. I wanted to be a barista, but honestly, I felt like I wasn't skilled enough when I was younger. Hold on. There was a good, very important question for our community. Your childhood crush. Who was your childhood crush? I know it's tough.
I mean, how do you pick one?
Well, you don't. You pick several. Yeah, you pick several. Like for instance, mine was probably Kelly.
All of them. Everyone on Baywatch, Cindy Crawford.
Cindy Crawford, good one.
Childhood crush, far out.
Kelly Kapowski, Saved by
Give me all the candy.
Were you Saved by the Bell fan? Saved by the Bell fan back in the day? Kelly
No.
Kapowski. No?
Nah, stuff that show, and yeah, not Nicole Kidman either, actually.
Interesting. No Nicole Kidman. Why not Nicole Kidman?
Don't know. Might have been the curly hair or something. I don't know.
Interesting.
Hot
take.
Margot Robbie. Surely Margot.
Yeah,
Robbie.
Margot Robbie. Hot take. Steve does not like curly hair. This is the stuff.
This is what we got out of this.
This is the stuff that you learn on this show, Steve. As the longer, it sucks that you have to leave now. The longer that I get people to stay, that's when I get these things that are coming out. That's when that's when the magic happens.
It's because we ignored the chat for the first hour and a half.
I mean, look, they're animals, Steve. We have to. They're animals.
I'm watching it. I've seen them in action as well.
Yeah.
I've seen these guys.
Interesting. A GB also an Australian does not like Nicole Kidman. Interesting. Yeah, Kathy
I don't
Ireland.
mind. I just wouldn't call her a childhood crush or anything
Fair,
like that.
fair. All right. Any other legitimate questions for Steve? He's got to leave. He's got to run. He gave us 2 hours of his time. It's more than we deserve here. Again, just really happy that we were able to have you on. And I'm just a big fan of what you're doing. Like, to me, like, and again, I'm not. I know it's been the perceptions out there that again we've taken some shots at people, and again, part of that is on me. That I came off the wrong way, but really, I just want to see people who. What is that noise, Steve? I was making a beautiful thing about you, and
you went genuine, and your microphone went underwater.
No, that's yours. That's your microphone. I was just gonna say something so. Look at that. He knows it.
I don't know. I think it's a guy with a blower outside.
Someone's like, yeah, you're having a lawnmower outside. Someone's mowing the fucking lawn. Unbelievable. What I was gonna say, no one can hear me anyway, is that I love his. I love his perspective in the space. You know what? This sucks. He's got the lawnmowers out. I mean, it's unbelievable. No one can hear anything. I'll say it anyway. I don't care. I think his voice is needed in the space. He brings a perspective that no one else does, and I love the fact that he focuses very, very positive, but also gives you so much info in a very concise time frame, and it's just people like this who are part of the reason why the Topshot platform is so exciting and the future is so bright. So I'm just very thankful that you're doing your thing on YouTube, and you got to come on the show, and we got to learn more about you tonight. And I hope we can talk soon when the people are not lawnmowering or whatever the hell they're doing outside.
I think they just stopped.
They did. I mean,
I only heard half of that, but no, thanks for having me. I knew it was going to be a fun chat. Like I said, I dropped in a few times on you to see what you were all about, and it was pretty clear we aligned in a lot of areas, especially in basketball. And so I'll love and leave you, and throw something at this person outside my front yard.
That's right. I mean, tell him that again. He ruined. That was going to be a moment that we could have bonded forever. And that guy ruined it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's it.
Maybe next time we get him on the show too. He can come on the show. He can explain himself.
And maybe next time we should play a virtual game of horse, and we'll get you in front of a hoop.
That would be awesome. That would be so much fun.
Someone in the chat mentioned one-on-one. We can't do that, obviously. So we'll have to play a game of horse, and you'll have to try and not cheat to beat me.
I don't need to cheat, Steve. Again, people here think that I can't play. I'm a baller. Like, I'm a Division I athlete here, baby. Like, it's on. I'm ready. You name the terms. I'll find a hoop, and we'll do this. I'm ready. No cheating. Right. Get out of here.
I feel like we're gonna do this properly, so we gotta think about it.
Yeah, we gotta figure out exactly how to do it.
We gotta lay down some ground rules.
We do.
I don't know, maybe for the chat as well. Put a voting system in place.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got to do some sort of contest here.
Yeah, it would be fun. It would be. I'm totally down to do it. I haven't played in a while, but it's like.
Here we go.
No, it's like riding a bike. It's like riding a bike. I mean, come on, Steve. I mean, look, I'm ready at all times. I got the ball here. I mean, my ball's bigger.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean.
I've got two though.
Well, I think I got two balls as well. But again, the thing is, we are gonna have guys. We're making this happen. I don't know what the terms are gonna be, but YouTube versus Twitch. Let's go. Who is gonna prevail, the judge or the baller? I think we all know.
Chat say? I turned the chat off.
Chat is a chat saying judge dominating, judge 11-0, judge in the landslide. No.
You know I'm gonna watch it back and I'm gonna find out.
No, look, chat thinks you're gonna win, but chat they just love to taunt me.
No, they do.
They love to taunt me, and like again, I don't think that you guys.
Maybe they're just smart.
I don't think you guys fully understand that this guy is coming after you. Hold on, can you see this, Steve? Can you see this or not?
No.
Are you watching the stream still?
No, I had to turn it off because I thought that might have been mucking around with my mic.
You're lucky you turned it off because, Steve, like when that guy comes at you, wait till you watch back the stream. You're gonna see the killer on the screen. That was me in high school. 7th leading scorer in the history of my high school. 22 a game my senior year. I think we lost the.
Did you ever bank and call a game-winning, championship-winning three-pointer?
I did not, but against Mesmer, I hit a game-winning, one-handed, floating, left-handed three-pointer.
Oh, really?
Yes. And maybe we have that.
Did you have a good excuse for throwing up that terrible basketball shot?
I was double teamed because they knew they had to get the ball out of my hands, and I was like, I'm not passing this. I'm keeping it anyway, and I'm going to shoot, and I did. Yeah.
You know what? Now they've got like in-stadium, cameras, and you can watch back your own games, and it's so clever because the scorer will like allocate 2 points to number 23 or whatever else, and if you're 23, you can watch all your points.
Right.
We didn't have that when we played.
No, we did not.
I'd love, and you can share it instantly on social media and stuff. But like, I had so many fluke shots in my young career, just no look, sort of back to the basket stuff. That I just wish I had footage of way back when. And these kids now, they get everything.
Oh my God! If we had that back then when we played, we'd be like legit celebrities now. I mean, we're already celebrities, but we would be real. We'd be so famous. And me and you, we'd be on like a traveling team together. Yeah, I'm actually my mom right now. I'm having her try to find all the footage that we had of me playing in high school. And again, we had it on these little ass cassettes, and we got to find a way to convert it and So who knows what we'll be able to have, but I'm hoping to show some video so chat can see, and you can see what's gonna be coming after you, because that guy can play. It's gonna be fun. So
all
right. So thanks. All right, thank you, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. Again, I will talk to you soon. Thanks, man.
Okay.
Guys, that is Baller Blockchain Steve.